Okay, everybody, I have a twofer for today, probably a threefer actually. First off, as you can see, I'm setting up here to do some resin, and I have my gloves. I have a stir stick, and I have a 2-cup, 16-ounce, 500 ml stir pot for mixing my resin. I do have some cups here. I'm going to send my assistant real quick to pick up some more of these. These are the 3-ounce cups. They are in the cabinet that I was next to with my desk. As you can tell, I'm still getting things all situated here. These are the 2 molds I will be doing. They were in my Temu haul very recently, and this one was in one haul video, this one was in the other haul video. So those are the 2 molds I will be doing. It is so that when they're cured, I can find out what inks will fit into them. I do not have any inks from name brands because I find other inks to be almost as good, sometimes just as good, than the name brands, and you pay a lot less. Wrong cups, please. Oh, I'll just use the 5-ouncers. They do have different patterns for visual. So I'll go ahead and mix in the 5 ounces, probably needed anyways, because I'm not sure how much those 2 molds are going to handle. But first and foremost, this is an itty bitty package that is part of a much larger package. The much larger package is supposed to be here the last day of February this year, which is leap year, so it's the 29th. So let's get this opened up because I need what's in here. And luckily this got here now. I have a pair of scissors. Let's get it cut open. So yes, itty bitty Temu haul. And yes, I am going to be rushing videos through here because, as I've said in my previous videos, that I'm losing my eyesight, and therefore I won't have the ability to do many crafts at all, if at all, on camera. So that's my issue. Let's go ahead, open this. Now this is red, and this says burgundy. I want to see how true red this is, and I want to see which one is a more perfect red, shall I say. These are resin pastes. They were bought on Temu. And it just says resin metallics art paste. Mix well before use, 50 grams. Okay, can't read that too well. I guess that's February 15th of 24. Expires February 15th of 26. Do not ingest, keep out of reach of children. Now, they are not named on their colors at all. So, this is where I have my assistant come in. And I have him write burgundy on the one on the side there, and then red on this one. Now, when I saw these in the pictures online, this looked pink. Now, of course, if this was made with micas, which is most likely what they did, instead of using like red iron oxide or something like that, it will turn a pinkish anyway. So this one looks the reddest, and that's what I'm going for, is I want really red. let's open that up and see what it looks like. Let's hope that there's an inner seal in here. I should have gloves doing this, so I will get it to this point. I'll put my glove on real fast. And as far as time goes on everything, everyone, I am really sorry if these things run long. Please try not to skip through, because I will be talking about a few things in the videos. And therefore you'd end up skipping what might be necessary to listen to. So if you need to, please put it on the ×2. I'll sound like a chipmunk, because my normal speech is usually fast anyway. So let's go ahead. I'll open the burgundy first, so he can write red on this one. Now for me, opening things like this, I use a nice little tool, and it's just a pair of tweezers. And what I do is I pop a little bit here, bring it to the side, and begin pulling up. Now I don't have my trash can next to me right now, because I have a person that's helping me, and he needs it because he'll be doing the cleaning of my objects. So I'll just put all this type of trash here on this paper towel. It's really nice to have a helper, but the reason I have to have a helper isn't. However, it is life, and I'm dealing with it, and, well, when nothing can be done, nothing can be done. When I have gone totally blind, I will have no more need for any of this, because I won't be able to see what it is. My helper has a hard time understanding what I'm meaning, and I don't think I really convey what I need very well. Okay, I'm going to need a baby wipe out, that's for sure, to clean this mess up. And when I say it that loudly, it's because I have my helper in the room, and it's kind of a way to code him to ask him to get things for me. Well, I'm going to say upon first look, it does look red, but then it also has, as you turn it, kind of a pinkish hue. And it is very paste-like. I mean, it's sticking very hardcore here. So I may have to have him clean my tweezers. I'll just squeeze it open, try to get it as best as I can, as I do need to open. I was like, okay, what's that on there? And I think I realize it's just the foamies a little bit from the baby wipe, because I always wipe these off, so I never have to worry about buildups on it. Okay, so let's go ahead, take a look at the coloration of this one. You always stir these pastes because they will settle, and you want to stir it very well. And this one is quite thick, so this will be one of those pastes that you do not use a ton of. You'll want to stir it so that you get it completely mixed, and then you'll want to scrape and stir one more time, and get down to that bottom and get down in there really well. And now let's take a look at this paste. I'm going to leave it a little thick on the stick for a minute so we can see what the color actually is without seeing the tan from the stick. So yes, it does look more red. So that has a kind of purple hue to it though, like all burgundies do. Okay, so let's put that down because that's not the one I'm going to be using. Get that closed up, set aside. As much as I clean my hand, there, I forgot my thumb. Isn't that terrible? Which means, of course, we clean off wherever that touched. Because all resin pastes are made with either part A or part B of your resin. So either the resin or the hardener. Alright, let's get that red open. Let's get rid of the burgundy stuff here. Is she actually wiping a paper towel to clean it? Yes. Please, bear with me. I don't want to get this spread all over. So let's go ahead, open this one. Same way. I do try to remove all the foil as well as I can because it just gets in the way when you're doing things. From what I'm seeing on this here, it is a good red. So let's get that cleaned off here again. He brought my trash can over to me. That was nice. So let's try to get some of this cleaned off. Okay, I should have that all the way off my tweezers. I wasn't intending this to be too long, but you know, certain items take a little bit of time. So I will try to get through the process of the other items as fast as I can. Which, of course, the other items happens to be doing the actual resin project. Let's grab this stick here. And let's get the stir done. This one seems a lot smoother than the burgundy. Much, much smoother. Let's get that stirred it really well. Okay. Okay, I am looking at it. It is metallic, of course. Therefore, you get your pink hue. And it is there. I don't know if you can see it, but it is there. It does look mostly red. And so I still will use it. However, I might use some red paint in it as well. And yes, I use acrylic paints in some of my projects. You don't use a whole lot of it because that's just not necessary. So since I am mixing in cups, I'm going to put this and the black in small cups. And I don't want to go humongously huge with how much I need. And I don't want to waste anything. So I do want it as red as I can get it. So I'm putting a fair amount on there, popping it in the cup, and waiting until I get my resin mixed. Okay, let's get the lid on. We'll get it put away. I'll do the cleanup here real fast and get things prepared for the other. So let's go ahead and get rid of the burgundy, or actually, I didn't wipe all that burgundy off. Let's just put it in that little cup and not waste it. Ooh, and I have some burgundy right here on the top here from the lid, so let's add that as well. We don't want too much though. We don't want it too purpley. So take a little bit of that off. Okay. And the small amount of waste is acceptable to me. Oh, look at that. I didn't notice, but they give you what I would consider a useless spoon because it's in two parts. And resin paste is a little thick and stiff. So I will keep them for whatever purpose I can find. No sense in wasting those. There we go. Get this off of here. I'm going to put you on pause and get my resin base mixed. And I'll be right back. Let's see if I can touch my phone without spreading the joy. Back in a second. Okay, everyone. I've got my resin measured out. I do not have it mixed yet because I wanted to go ahead and get these cups prepared. And I have to grab another stick here or two or three. I know I should have grabbed it before I came back on, but that's me. Okay, so I have the red, as you can tell in here, the two different reds, to try to make what I need. So I have 3 more cups here. I do not need much black. Black overpowers everything. And so what I'm going to do is, first off, this is from Family Dollar. It's by a company called Rich Art. It is black. Same company. This is the blue. It has more of a purple hue to it. It says deep blue. And the other one, of course, is white. The 2 micas I have are from a company called About. And they're actually pretty good micas. This is black, but it is more of a metallic / purple black. Or purple, excuse me. Metallic / pearl black. Mouth is ahead of the mind. This one is in blue. And then I will be adding this alcohol ink from HTB Runt, which is called Deeper White, and it is a beautiful white. So the ink itself is my primary. The 2 micas are my primary, which means I add more of those than I do of the paints. I will be adding a red paint to this if necessary. So what I want to do is, because I do want a true enough black, I'm going to add a very small amount of this. And they are acrylic paints, as I said before. So I'm going to add just that little itty bitty witty amount. And actually I'm going to add just a little bit more because I know how much resin I got to put in there. So that's that black out of the way now. I will use another stick and we will put some of this mica in. Tap it down from the top. Again, from the top. That helps prevent mica spread. However, please use your PPE, your respirator, or at least a painter's mask. And that will help you tremendously. You do not want this stuff in your lungs, because you get it in your lungs and it doesn't go away. And it builds, and then you can't breathe, and then you end up with COPD, and you will not be able to ever work with these kinds of things again. Okay, I'm going to add a lot of this black because, as I said, I want black. Now, a lot of people don't use their respirator, as I do not. I use instead the painter's masks, because we have people like myself that are problematic with COPD. I have emphysema, too many years of smoking, my own fault. I should have quit, around 40 years ago. Okay, so we now have our mica and paint in this one. We're going to do the same thing. My heat mat is on, so my paints are a little warm. And, yep, that kind of thing. So again, because I want this as blue as possible, very little of this goes in. Maybe if I tilt it far enough, it'll come out, right? Okay. There we go. That's all it's going to go in. Oh, and that just splatted on my face. That's funny. 1 second. I'm going to kind of wipe that off. I got it. It was only a little dot. That's too funny. Okay. Now see, a full face respirator. That would have saved me that problem. Although I had to clean it off the respirator. Okay, tap that down. Make sure that that blue is down at the bottom. And then we get into there. I want it so pretty blue. So we're going to put quite a bit in there again. And there's going to be a lot more resin for the blue. So it gets a lot more mica. Okay. Don't want that getting into the paint. A lot easier to wipe off if it's not wet, because I reuse all my sticks as I can for as long as I can. Okay, the blue's out of the way. So let's get that put back there. And same thing with the white, except, yes, I really want it white. I like the white. I don't know about anybody else, but to me, the pearlized, silvery looking white, it's okay in some circumstances, but when you want a true white, you really have to go after a true white. Oops. Well, it's just going to want to come out of there like that. Why don't we do that? It's basically about 5 or 6 drops. Okay, let's put a little bit more. White. Okay. Haha. They splattered the mat instead of me this time. Okay. Now for the alcohol inks, you do want to make sure that they are completely shook. And if I'm shaking the camera, I am absolutely so sorry. My floors in this house aren't exactly brick solid. And let's see. You always want to check your bottom and your sides to make sure nothing is sticking. Alright, nothing is sticking. So for the alcohol ink, I do like the dissipation of the alcohol before I put anything in it, because I'm not going after a Petri effect. I just want white. So we're just going to squirt a good liberal amount down in there. Okay. And that is that. Now that alcohol is going to have a time to be able to dissipate out of there while I mix my resin, and I'll be back just as soon as that is done. Alright, here we go. I'm stirring right now to get these mixed in. Once I get them mixed, I will go ahead and, of course, pour it in. And I'm going to look for a kind of a colorful marble effect. Okay, let's get that paint done. Now it's looking pretty, well, way translucent. So I'm going to probably have to add some white mica. Oh, definitely. It's not wanting to mix thoroughly. So let me give it some grit to hold on to. Wait. Can you stir while I'm doing this piece? Alright, let's get this added in. Guess I'll have to deal with the silvery look after all. Now, as I've had my resin warming up on the heat mat so that I can help remove bubbles and all that, I am working with less working time, of course. So mixing is very important to get it done quickly. And of course there's that silver effect. But let's get all that powder mixed down in there. I am not worried about bubbles right now because, well, they're just going to be kind of decorative items around the house after I can't see anymore. Now, it's not that I won't be able to see completely, but my vision is going to be extremely diminished. And it's just not going to go opaque enough. So I have to deal with that and just try to get these chunks mixed in. Who knows, maybe it'll look okay after all, but I don't know. I'll see. I was trying to find the white resin paste, but as usual, you know, when you move things, rooms and or houses, etc., there's always that one or two items you can't seem to find right off the bat. Okay, that looks good enough. Get that wiped off. We'll set this stick down here. Now he's got this one mixed for me. Let's see how, oh, that's a lot better. Oh, that's what I was looking for in the white. Okay, let's get this little red. He's working on the black right now for me. So what I'm going to have to do is, so you can see what I'm doing, is, of course, move things over a little bit. So let's see how red this is, or burgundy, or let's get the burgundy out of there now because I can see it's going to really try to take over. And my gloves are sticking to me. There we go. Well, they're rolling up with the stick. Alright, so we're going to, yep, there's that pink. That's what I was hoping not to have. So I'm going to take just a little bit of the red paint, add it in there for that effect. We'll just add 2 blobs, 2 little drops, and get it to mix in right here. And we're still looking at pink, everybody. Okay, so it's not going to be red, white, blue, and black. It'll be pinkish. Okay, if he's got that black one mixed, so that got that silvery tint to it, right? Because of the mica. I think he's trying to nod because he doesn't speak on camera, so I'm not looking at him because I'm paying attention to this. Alright, so here's the gist of it. We're going to take all these sticks out now so that I'm not knocking things over, which of course I have been famous to do in the past. And what I'm going to do is, at first, I'm just going to almost do like a paint pour here. Let's get it up into the camera and in position because I will not move them afterwards. So get these in complete position where I know that they're going to cure better. And so we're just going to kind of knead them up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to do it same thing here. Yes, I'm pouring part way into the white, but as you can tell, it's still coming out just fine. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough, but we will see. Now before I get going all the way, let's try to get some of those bubbles out of there. I do have to be careful tapping because it's a glass leveling table under here. Shimmy just a little bit. Make sure that you tap the sides just a little as well. Okay, here comes the black and red turn. And I'm just going to kind of do this weird little over the both of them. See how it turns out, right? Oh yeah, there's definitely not enough for all of this. And that was 400 mils, everyone. And yes, I do kind of worry about where it goes a little bit. So let's try to, because I'd like to have some of it visual other places. Now I do have some more clear resin, so I'm also going to do just a dump of the clear in. Let's get some black right about in here on these. And of course I'm not worried about having a blob of resin come down because resin is resin. It will move, it will do some things that will shock the crap right out of you. Sorry about the word, but that's about the best way to explain it. Okay, get that red where I want some of it. Of course, it won't matter anyways. Because resin does its thing. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's finish off the white and blue. And we might have just enough for that. So, yeah, probably not. Let's get a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and that. And a little bit of that here. And a little bit of that there. So, with what we have left over here, and what I have left over in the jug, we're going to pour some more in here, mix it in real fast. And see how far we get. Oops. Yep, I stuck. These things, you know, when they're not as, well, wrong size anyway, everybody. I am doing so wonderful. Let's get that down in there. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of color drain from the rest of everything. Okay. That should be good. Okay, I'm emptied of 400 ml, so yes, it does take a lot more than 400 ml. I can see that this is weak right here, so I will build a form for it for whomever is going to end up with all my things. And we'll go from the point I'm blind that we get to choose who is who. Now what I'll do is, if there's not going to be enough, which of course it does look like there won't be, what I'll end up doing is mix up a little bit more resin, and I will color it only one color. And I might do it in silver. Okay. Got that mixed as well as I think I can get it mixed on the blue. And it's getting definitely hot, so it's at the end of life for doing anything more. So we're going to just pour that right on in there. Get this one covered up. Pour this in here. Hope it covers this inner portion. We'll go ahead and scrape it. I will, after I do get to the point where I can't see out of my right eye any longer, I do want to do one experiment and have, of course, my assistant standing by and have him guide me a little and try very hard to do something decent. With resin. Okay, that's kind of a really clear white coming out. So I'm going to guesstimate about 420 to 430 ml between these two items. So when I come back, I'll have had 30 ml mixed up. Let's try to get some of that in here too. just for the fun of it, because it's really more translucent and fluid, I guess you want to say. Now remember, these are my own personal use. I'm not looking to sell anything anymore. Can't exactly sell resin projects that you can't see the quality of it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now, and we'll come back as soon as this is ready to unmold. All right, so these are not cured yet, but I do want to hurry up while this is still effective enough to put a base on these and just cover up this bottom. But I want you to see how pretty this one is. This is gorgeous. It's got a little bit of everything all wrapped into one. This one here I'm not too impressed with, but it's still pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and get some resin mixed up, and I'll be back. Alright, so what I did was I picked this one. Now, I'm going to give you a good laugh, everybody. We all know that turquoise is a blue with a little bit of green to it. Well, they call this one turquoise. I don't understand why they do, because if you'll notice, it is actually more green than anything. And so I mixed up 100 ml of it, and this is what it looks like. And that's going to look really pretty. Excuse me, frog. Really pretty at the bottom of, on the bottom of both of these. You'll just end up seeing just a small rim of it. So I'm going to fill these first. Let them spread just a little bit. And then I've got that little heart mold sitting to the side for any and all excess. Okay, we let that get spread out. Help it along just a little bit. I do want it domed so that I don't have to worry about really bad sharp edges. So we're just helping it spread out a little bit. As you can see, you can still see a lot of the color of the original part. Now that's going to need a little bit more. So we're just going to pour it on there and let it go. Find its way to the edge. Let's get this one a little bit more because, well, it just doesn't have enough. So let's get this spread out. Always get to blah, 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 blah. Get it to touch the edge. Definitely going to need quite a bit more. And that probably will go overflow, but we will see. Get it to the edges. It probably still isn't even enough. So remember, 400 ml went in first between the two pots, or the two molds. Alright, I'm going to let that settle down for a half a minute so I can see where its actual level is. let it go edge to edge. Okay, I'm not seeing this one too full yet. Or I should say full enough anyway. So we'll let that spread out. I do have to touch this edge over here. There we go. And let's just dump a little bit. Let it find its way. And I'll just continue to do that until I know that it's domed. Lean a little bit sideways, make sure it is touching that mold at the top there. And still need a little bit more. I think it's going to need more. You do want it to touch the corners all the way. Alright, I am doming on this side. So that may indicate that it's doming all the way around. And it is. Okay, good. Okay, let's go to this one. I may not have a whole lot to put into those little hearts anyway. And that's doming. Alright, we're good on that. Me and my mouse, no. Actually, my assistant's over there trying to help me see if it's domed. So let's go ahead and put some in each one of these. And then I'll fill them with something else a little bit later. Now remember, this is a heart trinket box. How are we domed? We're domed pretty well over there. So let's just put the rest into the hearts. All right. That's about as best as it's going to get. Okay. And we're going to pause and cover and let cure. Okay, we're back. So, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that, everyone. I am readjusting my phone camera because, well, unfortunately, while I was on hiatus letting these cure, my phone ran out of battery. Apparently, I forgot to turn on the power switch to the power. So, we're back. Let's get this finished up. So, the heart pieces, they've been put aside until I can go ahead and finish them off. And we're just going to go ahead with a very quick unveiling here, hopefully. And and this is going to be a little bit more difficult to open. Yes, okay, we are together, aren't we? To unmold because of the inner parts. So the outside came away very well. So let's get this turned over and let's see what the good reveal is. So each one of these have to be loosened up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short popsicle stick and I'm going to slide it down in here, push each one away as I go. So that I can get a good grip. Try not to hurt the mold in any way. Okay, I think I have a good enough grip to this to begin. Or not. You gotta be a little bit careful because you do not want to rip the mold. Okay, I'm getting some up out of there a little bit. There we go. Once we get that portion all the way around, we should be able to get the middle without too much problem. There we go. Okay, let's start for the middle. Okay. Oh my goodness, what a pain in the rear end. Alright, now I'm going to hold from the outside and pull. You'll probably see more of a reveal than I get to see at first. There we go. Alright. Let me pop the mold back down. And drum roll. Ta-dum. Okay, I can see flecks of paint that didn't get mixed in. That's fine, because it is trapped in the resin. Inspection for bubbles. Okay, I can feel a small one right there. Very minuscule. There's a little bit of a bubble ridge right here. A little bit of sanding with a nail file will take care of that. I did end up with a little bit of a ridge here along the edge, but I will go ahead and sand that down. Not many bubbles. I am pleased with that. There's one right in between here. It's kind of rough, but it doesn't really feel like a bubble. But I'm sure it is. All right. That is the turnout for this one. I wish I had a better way to find the red, but the red disappeared completely. And you can actually see the circles underneath here. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I can shine a light up from under there, and I don't. See, I don't think I have one right now. Yeah, the edge is going to have to be unroughened. Alright, next comes this one. Alright, the same thing with this one. We get it loosened as far up as we can. This one, I think, in the manner it's made, will be more of a bear to get it molded here. So, let's begin this portion. Ooh, that one's starting to look better. I like that. And there's that issue with these fins up here. So, okay, here comes... We're going to go sideways with this. Alright. Oh my goodness, it looks like that is a very weak area of mold here. I would have rather had this a squishy mold. But there's a lot of stress points to this that I'm seeing as I'm trying to remove it. Okay, I'm going to pull that first. Lots of stress areas. I'm going to go from the side now. If you can see where that white is, that's a stress area. And that may rip your mold. Destroy it completely. So these, no, were not made very well. Oh my goodness, it is coming. One piece by one piece by one piece. But with the other ones still buried in there, it's a lot more difficult. I'm going to take it from the inside here and see what I can do that way on pulling it. I'm going to definitely say make sure your mold is really well set, or your resin, because otherwise you will damage your piece. Now normally I have a spray bottle with water and soap to do this, but try not to run too far over on time. I was trying to keep it under an hour, but from the looks of it, I'm not making it. Just in the struggle over this. Okay, we got this end coming. I'll reach in here and pinch this one and give it a wiggle. Okay, we got that end. Let's get this one. Okay, let's try to give these others a pinch, because they're smaller, and these are a little bit larger on this side, and they're circular. Wow. If you have arthritis, this is going to be a challenge. Okay, got this one. Almost. Okay. The last are 4 small ones. So I'm going to wiggle them and jiggle them till they giggle inside. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, almost there. And wow. Is that a mess or what? Oops. 2 of the small ones got trapped. Okay, molds are now done and set aside. Get them turned over so they stay clean. And there are a few trap bubbles here. And okay, so let's go with this side first. The front looks great. I like the front there. That side looks pretty good. That's weird though. There's a rough patch right here, and it's not bubbles. Really bad rough patch. That's because it's the mold itself, everyone. I don't know if you'll be able to see that if I can get it turned in the light proper. I can't see if it's doing that. And then this. It actually has kind of a gold look to it right here. And we know I didn't put any in that. Okay, now this has got the same problem on the back. It's got a bunch of pits. And it's not from bubbles. Yeah, all sides of the mold are like that. That's really bad. Okay. There it is. I think it turned out all right. I do like the blue and white swirl, but I also like that red added in. And you get this one little streak of black right here. And I'm not seeing black really, well, except for here. There's some black there. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the subscribers. You guys, well, you helped me build a channel as far as I can go with it, almost. So, I appreciate it. I mean, I am kind of almost in your debt. You made me happy in my later years here, and if I'm going to go blind, well, heck, you know, might as well have spent the last year, well, nearly a year, it'll be a year in April for my channel, but for the last 2.5 years I've been doing crafts again, and it's been frustrating, of course. All things like that are frustrating, but it's also been a breeze and a pleasure and uplifted and all that stuff, you know. I mean, just that whole gamut of feelings. So, yeah, awesome. Hit the like button if you, well, thumbs up button. It's, you know, of course, YouTube's way of like button. If you liked it. Sorry about if you think that I'm trying to put you down, you know, get you into the down spirits. Nope, not at all. I'm just letting you know facts. That's it. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing so. See if I can push up over that 500. I don't know for sure that I really need to get to 1,000 or more, because if I'm not going to be able to see and be able to carry my channel on for much longer, well, there's no sense in trying to use it to get monetized enough to make enough money for crafts. So, well, that's that with that. And share if you want. All right. Peace out. Okay, real quick, I had to put the two together because they are a set. Oh, and what did I do? I forgot. We were supposed to see what inks fit in these. Okay, I have the HTB Ront, which is a tall, skinny one. Of course, they fit in that, but really loose. They'll fit in this, easy. Kind of a little loose there as well. And I don't think I'd trust standing inks up in that. However, I think those are large enough for this portion. Nope, it's not big enough for your micas. Sorry, everybody. At least not these size bottles. And, okay, let me grab out my inks one more time here. Because I have different sized ink. Let me grab this up from the floor. Oh my goodness. Old women. Okay, so I also have these inks that came off of Temu. They fit perfect. I do have other inks. I don't know where they are. I think they're underneath there. Oh, yes, the Hippo ones, or Hippo, or whatever you want to say it. Let me see. This is a 24 count I bought off of Amazon. They fit. They fit in here. So, they also fit down in here. I don't know what size diameter bottles these are, but they do fit. So you've got space for 5 here, and probably 3 good ones here. Yep. But these fit in there, and I forgot to count how many spaces there are in the round one. So let's count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So you have a space for 19 inks. That's pretty cool. Okay, here we go again. Peace out.